It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson with colleagues Shaq and Ken Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Philadelphia 76ers. Taking a look at the 76ers, they want to come out of the gate strong tonight. We've heard them talk about establishing the upper hand right away, not sitting back and playing it safe in the early stages. Last season, a rough one for the number one draft pick Ben Simmons. Had his rookie debut delayed due to injury. Now in his second year in the league, what are we going to see from Ben Simmons, Kenny?
Well, obviously his passing and unselfishness is what got him into the league. Now we're going to see if he can be a scorer. But he has a rare kind of thing of size along with initiating an offense, Shaq.
And
not too many guys I've seen like that.
Not only that, the whole team around him gets better because he makes things easier for his teammates. You know why? Played at LSU, baby. Love Shaq University.
Philadelphia could be a team on the
Love
rise.
Shaq University.
Yes.
Okay.
Kevin Harlan has the call.
I didn't
We'll
know
see
they
you later.
changed it.
I changed it.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And it's the 76ers coming in from out of town in this one. An interconference game today. We're live in Houston where the Rockets have home court advantage. You're in for a treat as we bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, James Harden is a great offensive player, but there's no mistaking it. He does dominate the ball. Now, that can bother teammates sometimes, but Coach Mike D'Antoni says when they feel that paycheck every 2 weeks, that should make them play hard. You have to be a star in your role. So when James gets the ball to you, shoot it, and then run back and play hard as heck. Kevin?
Thanks. He's a great passer, David. There's no doubt he can set the table. And it should be a high-paced game tonight as both of these teams, Clark, thrive in the open floor. So with that being said, what makes these teams so good on the break?
Well, you're right, Kevin. They do thrive in the open court. Excellent transition teams because they push the ball and they really have a conscious effort to run the floor at every opportunity. That's what makes fast break teams hard to beat is because they're running all the time. And that doesn't give your defense a lot of time to set up.
Tip-off goes to Houston. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. Taking a look at the 76ers. Redick and Simmons are the 2 and the 3. Dario Saric is out there with Embiid, and it's Fultz in at the point. Capella with the bucket.
Love how Capella stays alert on the offensive board, creating second chance opportunities thanks to that activity.
Screen by Saric. Fultz kicks to Saric. Now the pass to Simmons. Over Ariza. No good from Simmons. And so here is Houston. In the corner. Harden, Paul outside. Anderson the screen. And Chris Paul gets the 3.
You know, one of the things that you notice about Chris Paul, Kevin, is that he uses screens exceedingly well.
And it's Simmons penetrating. The teardrop falls in.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
The Rockets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Harden against Redick. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Embiid.
You know, what's astounding to me about Harden in his play last year was how he transformed himself, and it actually goes back to a conversation he had with Mike D'Antoni. He basically told Harden, I need you to be the point guard. and he's adjusted nicely to that role in Mike D'Antoni's high-octane offense.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. With Harden, something clearly just clicked for him in his offensive game and scheme. Led his team in scoring, in assists, and rebounding. Did all that while playing fewer minutes than the year before.
And I think a lot of that you have to attribute to him embracing Mike D'Antoni's request for him to play point guard. I mean, he put up numbers you simply don't see in the NBA. And last season was clearly one of the great seasons in NBA history.
And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions.
Now, here is Harden after Ben Simmons' miss. Yep, that one goes in there.
You've got to be mindful of Harden at all times, especially when he's close to the basket. I mean, he really knows how to finish inside.
Embiid in the corner. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Clint Capella.
Shots, gentlemen.
And guys, the big fellas don't always capture the fans' imagination. But Clark, having that charisma makes a difference, and Joel Embiid has plenty of that.
Yes, he does. Charming and funny. I mean, from his love of Shirley Temple to his aspiration of learning to be a point guard, you never know quite what's going to come out of Joel's mouth. And he's enjoying social media, too. You got to be careful there, though.
Right. And he makes the first.
You know, you got to love watching Embiid play the game because he has such great passion and really a drive to be great.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
You know, the motto in Philadelphia over recent years in the midst of one of the most patient rebuilding efforts in NBA history was trust the process. I love that. Hard to do, but certainly worth pursuing. And Joel Embiid has made it his nickname. Joel, the process, Embiid.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
5 to shoot. They get it again. Capella with the bucket.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Outside, Simmons. Inside, here's Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And Clark fans know they can chant trust the process as Embiid is at the line. Do you like that nickname?
Well, it's more a bumper sticker than a nickname, and I like it, though. I like trusting the process. As a nickname, I'd give it thumbs down, but clearly Embiid has given these Sixers fans a lot of hope for the present and future.
And here's Fultz after Trevor Ariza just hit the 3. From 12 feet out, again, Philadelphia.
And really with Simmons, the guy just has everything, including that soft mid-range jumper.
Harden with a screen on Redick. That's good from Ariza on the assist by Paul. And that's now 6 points for Ariza.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Charge, a screen on Paul. Charge outside. To the middle. And Embiid throws it down.
Boy, I like the edge that Embiid plays with. Great at recognizing when he's clear to throw it down on you.
Outside Ariza. This one for 3. And another 3 for Houston.
Wow, what a clever pass that time by Chris Paul.
In the corner, Simmons with it. Banked in off the glass. Simmons got 6.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Anderson outside. Lob pass to Capella. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. To the paint. Here's Fultz. Right through the D for the layup.
You know, Fultz handles contact really well for a young player. Excellent at staying under control and then finishing through the contact.
Now here's Harden. Up and in. Off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Embiid with a screen on Paul. Screen by Šarić. Fultz kicks to Šarić. Wants to get it to Simmons and does. Unloads from 13. That one doesn't drop. And the Rockets take it the other way. Harden outside. And it's Ariza in the corner. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Outside, Simmons. Fultz with the ball. Embiid the screen. 6 on the shot clock. No good from Simmons.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen. Got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Now the dish to Fultz. Back to Simmons. The 76ers again can't hit it.
Yeah, he's costing them right now, sabotaging them a little bit. He's got to find his shot if they want to win this game.
Screen by Capella. Anderson outside. 3-pointer. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 3 assists in the game.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here.
And, you know, the Sixers were heavily criticized for the so-called process, enduring the pain of losing big. People forget the prior decade when the team tried to contend, only won a single playoff series.
Gordon's checked in for Trevor Ariza. Robert Covington's checked in for Philadelphia. And here's Fultz. Šarić outside. It's Redick on the wing. This one for 3. And the 76ers get it back. And the shot goes in. 7 points for Joel Embiid.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Harden the pass to Capella. To the wing right side. Lob pass to Capella.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Now here's Fultz, defended by Paul, and taken away by Paul. Over Fultz, and again, the Rockets good for 2.
A hand in his face, NP for CP3, no problem. Takes more than that to affect his jump shot.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Now here's Fultz, defended by Paul. Redick for 3. Redick can't get that one to fall. Paul, no one around him. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Paul's got 9.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Now Fultz. Pass to Embiid. They set the screen. Redick for 3. Redick can't get that one to fall. Houston leading by 14. Now here's Paul. 9 points in the game so far. Shoots. The wing jumper off target.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Embiid the screen. No one near Fultz as he lets it go. Embiid. It's good on the putback.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Here's Gordon after the made shot from Joel Embiid. And it's put back up and in by Capella. And the Rockets lead by 14.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
Now here's Embiid. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. So for the Rockets, Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And Baamute comes in for Ryan Anderson. And it's P.J. Tucker in for James Harden. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Johnson, he's checked in for Joel Embiid. Rashawn Holmes comes in for Saric. Luwawu is checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Fultz. Now here's Tucker from the arc. Sinks the triple. Tucker's got his first 3 points of the game.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
And those putback baskets contributing to their lead, Greg.
Holmes, that's a screen. .158 left in the first quarter of the game. Stolen by Tucker. And it's Houston on the break. It's tipped. McConnell in the corner for 3. Drills the three-pointer.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
And, you know, through the long rebuild in Philly, the Sixers' strategy was to develop unproven players and try to find some diamonds in the rough. Not a bad way to go when you're going to be patient. And Robert Covington might have been their best find. A very good defender at both forward spots.
Luwawu, good. And McConnell gets the assists. Here's Paul. 9 points in the game so far. On the wing, Eric Gordon. Nene outside. Back to Gordon. And some nice passing there by Houston. 6 on the shot clock. Out to the right wing. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. And Covington offensively, mostly a catch-and-shoot score.
Yeah, he plays well off others. His three-point percentage has kind of went south the last few seasons, but if he works on that, I think he's got a place with this team, or if not this team, then certainly in the league.
Holmes can't get it to go in. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Now here's Tucker, guarded closely. Over in the corner, Baamute offline with his 3. The 76ers trail by 13. Covington in the corner. And stolen by Gordon. Lays it in off the breakaway.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
And so it's Houston riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their transition game has been in full effect. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And earlier, Chris Paul told us about the depth of their roster. So important for any team.
Our bench is amazing. It's so exciting because when our bench comes in, more often than not, if we're losing, they're going to get us the lead. And if we have the lead, they're going to increase the lead. And it's fun to watch because everybody cheers for each other, too.
When your starters feel that good about their second unit guys, that's a heck of a asset that a team can have. And if you've seen Chris Paul cheering from the bench, you know that it's very, very true.
And Kevin, that's the kind of team that's always been so much fun to play on. Everybody's really pulling for one another, no matter who's playing. Even in practice, with that kind of a team, you tend to have more fun.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And, guys, we've seen the Rockets really take control here.
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Yeah, nice beginning so far. This is how you play out of the gate.
And so in the game for the 76ers, Richaun Holmes out there with Amir Johnson. Then there's Anderson, and it's T.J. McConnell, and it's Luwawu in at the 2 spot. Johnson the screen. Here's McConnell. No good on the triple.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Passes it to Luwawu. Now, here's McConnell, defended by Paul. Holmes sets a screen. Here's Luwawu. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Luwawu's got 5.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Gordon kicks to Nene. Gordon a screen. Nene dishes to Paul. Paul can't get that one to fall.
Has not made another 3 since the one he drilled in the first, but still, you got to defend him from beyond the arc.
Now, here's McConnell. Defense right on him, and that one drops. Houston leading by 16. Ball stolen. Here's Luwawu, defended by Gordon. Luwawu's shot is off. Houston's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Well, Clark, we know one thing. You are a connoisseur of scoring in the post. Which players, in your opinion, do you love to watch go to work on the block?
I tell you, DeMarcus Cousins is really good down there. He's got all of the tricks, and he's got size and great footwork, pretty decent athleticism as well. Karl Anthony Towns, very proficient. But again, I go back to my man, Zach Randolph. I mean, he's close to the ground. He's a lefty. And Zebo just gets it done in a way that I enjoy.
Timeout called. Ariza's checked in for the Rockets. Then for the 76ers, Simmons checked in for Richaun Holmes. And Stauskas subbed in for Luwawu-Cabarrot. It's Anderson with the drive. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Well, Greg, Houston wanted Chris Paul, and they got their man. One of the bigger surprises, certainly, of the offseason.
Yeah, and without Paul on this roster, this team isn't in the conversation for winning. You need him to keep your window of winning open. and he is just that impactful and makes everyone on the floor better.
And that one's good. Simmons.
Simmons absolutely in his comfort zone near the rim. I mean, uses his body extremely well and typically gets exactly the kind of shot he wants.
Nene, the screen. Here is Mbamute. No good with the triple. The 76ers trail by 14. Anderson passes to McConnell. Trying to find Johnson. He's got it now. Out left to the wing. Johnson the screen. 4 on the shot clock. Stauskas' shot is off. Rockets leading by 14. Paul gets to Ariza. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Houston.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
The Rockets making a switch here. Harden's checked in.
One shot.
That free throw good from Trevor Ariza.
And how about the career progression of Trevor Ariza? You know, he came into this league somewhat as an energy player who, you know, obviously could attack the rim. Now he's one of those guys who's primarily a 3-and-D component.
For Ariza, his first few years in the NBA, over half his shots came within a few feet of the rim. Greg, now over 2/3 of his shots are from beyond the arc.
And that's just how it goes for some players in the NBA. Ariza still, he has some bursts to finish at the rim, but has turned himself into a deep threat, and he's always been a presence with his defense as well.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
And the one thing that you gotta love about Markelle Fultz is his versatility. I mean, he's got the size, the passing and scoring ability to succeed at either guard position. He's almost Westbrookish.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. And it's Anderson in for Mbamute. Both good from the line that time. And you ask the scouts about Fultz, he has the complete game.
You know, Kevin, he checks all the boxes. Athleticism, the size to play above the rim. And above all, I think the feel for the game is quite apparent when you watch him play.
Gordon, and that one's drained from the low block. Gordon's got his second basket of the game.
Love seeing Gordon work in the pick and roll. Great at pulling up to shoot once the screen comes his way.
Embiid sets the pick for Fultz. And Simmons kicks to Embiid. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Gordon dishes to Harden. Ariza has the open look. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. And that's 15 points for Trevor Ariza.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Embiid sets the pick for Simmons. To the wing on the left, where 3, Stauskas cans it from downtown.
Boy, what's most impressive about Simmons is how he finds the open man so consistently. The vision, the unselfishness. That's what you want to see out of him.
They set the pick. Here's Harden, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Embiid.
Well, you look at a player of Harden's ability, and a couple of things stand out for me. One is his competitive spirit. He's understated, but he's very competitive. He doesn't take nights off. He's a guy who really takes pride in showing up and playing every game.
2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And to illustrate Harden's competitive nature, last season he famously said, "I just want to hoop. I'll rest when I'm done." Clark, that's exactly what you want to hear from your team leader.
Yeah, you love hearing that. Owning the responsibility of leading and showing up all the time. And Harden, heavily depended upon by his team, gives you everything he has every night. Not super flashy, but very competitive and driven.
And Clark, this Houston team is so good at moving the ball around, top 3 in assists last season, and they know how to get a good shot. There's no doubt about that. Just keeping the defense following the ball, moving them side to side, keeping them on the move. How does that affect team chemistry?
I think it does wonders for team chemistry, Kevin, because everybody's happy. They're enjoying touching the ball, getting shots, playing at a fast pace. It's certainly fun for us to watch and for the fans to watch, and I think it helps to recruit other good players who enjoy watching that style and wanting to be part of it.
Without question, Trevor Ariza displaying his skills today.
I don't think the defense has an answer for him, Kevin. I mean, he's simply going off right now, knocking down everything.
Here's Simmons. He's got 8. And there's Fultz on the assist by Simmons. That's 7 points for Markelle Fultz.
You know, it's one thing to have a nice stroke, but it's another to understand how to get yourself free outside the arc for your shot. Has a soft, delicate stroke, does Fultz, and it rolls off his fingers nicely.
Capella, and that one clearly a foul, gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Well, Swiss center Clint Capella is up there as one of the most efficient players in the league. He's only 22, but he's efficient mostly because all his shots come right at the basket, right on the doorstep. Last season, he finished near the top of the league, in fact, in field goal percentage.
And for a while, he was leading the league, if I recall correctly, Kevin. Capella knows who he is, what he's about, and what his team needs from him. So he finishes off his chances that are created by guards penetrating. Not flashy, but very effective.
Clark, as an analyst, do you feel you view the game drastically different from when you were in your playing days in college and the NBA?
Yeah, you know what, Kevin, I really do, because I've benefited from the different coaches we've had a chance to visit with over the years, and that's added to my perspective. And you tend to look at things differently when you're playing. I was always a student of the game, but clearly I think I've become a lot more analytical as an analyst, if that makes any sense.
Yes. And the Sixers, Clark, this summer traded away a pick to move up and take Markelle Fultz, but still, they have a surplus of draft picks in the pipeline.
Great young talent, no doubt, guys, with more on the horizon. You know what? They've got a wealth of assets that should transform this Sixers team over the next few seasons.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And Embiid with the block.
Solid read from Embiid there. Terrific at anticipating when that shot is coming.
And he's good on the 3-ball. Harden's got 9.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
Here's Simmons, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And, you know, anytime your game is compared to LeBron James, that's a heavy mantle, no doubt about it. But, you know, with Simmons' size and point guard skills, I certainly can appreciate where people might make that comparison and can actually see some mild similarities.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That free throw, no good. And Simmons at 6'10", a rare combination of size, strength, athleticism, and elite playmaking ability.
No question, Kevin. He's a drive and kick dime dropper supreme. I mean, this guy whips bullet passes with ease and great vision and plays downhill, too.
And he's good on the second.
And the Australian Simmons is a star in the making thanks to his extremely versatile and high-level skill set and big frame.
Screen by Capella. Harden kicks to Ariza. Capella with a screen on Simmons. Gordon for three, and again it's the Rockets from deep.
Always got to patrol the three-point line. When you don't, you suffer the consequences.
Fultz with the ball. 7 points in the game. Left side, Saric. Embiid sets the pick for Covington. Shot clock at 5. The 76ers need to get off a shot. The shot by Saric, no good.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Harden the pass to Anderson. Kicks it out to Ariza. Misses the three. The 76ers trail by 21. Covington with it, and it's Harden picking him up. That's good from Fultz on the assist by Saric. Fultz has got 8 points here in this quarter.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Anderson the screen. Ariza outside, and here's Harden for three. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game.
And I look back at his numbers from the free throw line last year, 78%, so not too bad.
The 76ers making a switch here. Redick is checked in.
One shot, find the lanes.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
And when you look at the Sixers, Clark, that very young roster, how soon do you think it'll all come together?
Well, they've got a lot of good pieces, particularly with the superstar potential of Embiid and Simmons. If they're able to stay healthy, the playoffs might not be too far away. As far as contending for a title, way too early to project that.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And you ask any Houston fan who the greatest player in the history of their franchise is, and they all say Hakeem Olajuwon. Clark, you played against Olajuwon. Just how great a player was he? And what does he mean to this Rockets franchise today?
Boy, he was special. A first ballot Hall of Famer, brought the only titles in franchise history to the Rockets, and could do everything you want from a big guy. Graceful, strong, a presence defensively and on the glass, unselfish. They called him Hakeem the Dream for good reason. That dude was a dream to play with and a nightmare for opponents.
Embiid the screen. Covington dishes to Saric, and the basket is good. Saric has got his second bucket of the game to go. Rockets leading by 14. On the wing, Gordon. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Ariza against Covington. The feed to Redick. Screen by Saric. And Redick kicks to Fultz. And there's the call on Dario Saric. That's his first foul for the Rockets. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Ariza. And Chris Paul's subbed in for Gordon. The 76ers also with a sub. Holmes checked in. Houston's gotten fond of that three-point shot here in the second quarter. 4 of 9. Lob pass to Capella. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Covington. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Man, I like the activity of Covington's hands. He's constantly active, which is why he's able to get these steals.
Harden the pass to Paul. Over Fultz. Another miss by Houston. Now the 76ers with it. They're on a 10-1 run. Outside, Redick. Sharch with the screen for Fultz. Jumper off the screen. Here's Holmes. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on Clint Capella. For Philadelphia, they have had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first free throw is good.
Well, there is a saying now that is pretty accurate. You either sell success or you sell hope. And the process in Philadelphia may have been hard to watch, but it did give their fans hope for a better day.
Nene, he's checked in for Capella. Korkmaz checked in for Philadelphia. That one misses. And through all the losing, the fans in Philly have been pretty supportive of the Sixers' goals to draft star talent.
Yeah, and you know what? Thousands of fans coming out to watch the draft lottery is an indication of how optimistic and behind the Sixers these fans are. I mean, trust the process has been their rallying cry.
Redick dishes to Sharch. Shot clock at 6. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Sharch has got 6. 56 seconds left here in the second. And here is Paul. 13 points in the game. And Tucker has it in the corner. Nene kicks to Harden. That misses off the backboard. The 76ers trail by 9. Covington inside the line. The good-looking shot from the wing. Covington's got 4 points now in the quarter.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
Philadelphia's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Covington passes to Korkmaz. Sharch just screen on Paul. Holmes sets a screen. They set the pick. Korkmaz. No good on the buzzer beater. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Rockets lead by 7. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Here with Brett Brown. Now, Coach, it seemed like you guys came out a little flat. How do you get some energy for the second half?
You just got to go with the people that have energy. I feel like we are not the aggressors. We have to do whatever we're going to do through our defense, and so far it's been poor.
Brett, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. Houston holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They have a nice 7-point lead. And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
What stood out to me more than anything else was how hard they got after it on the offensive glass. They were keeping possessions alive and converting those rebounds into points. Take away those extra points, they're not in this position, Ernie.
And Kenny, your take on Philadelphia.
Well, one problem I see is that they're too timid on the boards. When you start to fall behind in the game, you need to become more aggressive on the offensive glass and the defensive glass.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
And now the third quarter about to get going. Without question, Trevor Ariza displaying his skills today.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
The second half just about to get going here. The 76ers trail by 7. The 2 pillars of this team, Chris Paul and Harden, are the 1 and the 2. Anderson is down low with Capella, and it's Ariza in at the 3 spot. They're the group for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Redick. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
No easy chore keeping the 7-footer off the glass. Embiid crashing with intentionality.
Now Harden. Screen by Capella. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And that's a tough one. But on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
Now here's Fultz. At the elbow with Saric. He feeds it to Simmons. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one is on Ariza.
Got to admire the hard work of Simmons, a genius at drawing contact. And you know, Ben Simmons, a one-and-done player at LSU. He grew up in Australia.
Gentlemen,
didn't really watch much college basketball. Said he would have preferred to go straight from high school to the pros.
That's good from Simmons. And Simmons ineligible for the Wooden Award at LSU for academic reasons. He made it clear, I am here for basketball.
Well, and I don't like that mindset there. It's clearly accurate, but while you're in school, you should make that part of the equation and be serious about it. Doing just enough to get by, not the way to approach it. Clearly a tremendous talent between the lines. No denying that.
And Clark, when you were growing up, was there one player in pro basketball you tried to emulate or model your game after?
I really didn't pattern my game after any particular player. I tried to piece and parcel from a lot of players. I love the gracefulness of Lou Alcindor, now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when I first saw him back in the late 60s. At his size and the way he could move and his touch was impressive. And then as I became more of a forward in high school, you looked at guys like Magic Johnson, and I looked at Marcus Johnson out at UCLA. Dr. J was a versatile forward as well. George McGinnis, who ended up becoming a really good friend of mine as I got drafted by the Pacers. Those guys that were big and mobile and had ball skills and shooting skills and rebounded, those were guys that I tried to play like.
And the dunk by Capella.
Well, I like how Capella stays one step ahead of the posse on defense. Has a real good sense of body control.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Screen by Saric. Redick for 3. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. And stolen by Redick. He dishes it to Fultz. Saric outside. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Simmons. That one doesn't go. Good D by Ariza. Harden right side. Capella sends a screen for Harden. Anderson dishes to Paul. Over Fultz. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. The 76ers trail by 4. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
The 76ers again can't hit it.
When he's got that kind of position, he's got to score it. Got to score the ball from there.
From the arc. And there's Ariza. That's good on the assist by Paul. Ariza's got 18 points.
Rapid fire release from Ariza like a staple gun. Boom, boom. Outstanding at shooting as soon as the pass gets to his hands.
Fultz kicks to Saric. Pass to Simmons. Over Ariza. That's good. The Houston lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Simmons.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there. Beautiful.
Screen by Capella. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Boy, the floor awareness of Chris Paul. You got to respect that. I mean, whenever one of his guys is open, he's getting the ball to him quickly and on time.
Fultz kicks to Saric. Simmons on the wing. Over Ariza. No good from Simmons. Rockets leading by 8. Harden outside. Ariza outside. Anderson a screen on Simmons. Ariza against Simmons. Trevor Ariza again. Ariza's got 23 points. And the 76ers call time here. Ryan Anderson was a free agent before coming to the Rockets. When he was meeting with teams, he saw all the open looks that Houston players were getting from outside, and he wanted to be a part of that. Worked out pretty well, I think, for him.
I don't think you can deny that at all. I mean, perfect hand in glove is what this fit was for Anderson, and he knew that. The way Houston plays, perfect for what Ryan Anderson brings to the table. He's great from the corner or wing and is deadly as a shooter when he has space.
For the Rockets, Bahamute comes in for Ryan Anderson, and Eric Gordon subbed in for James Harden. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Johnson, he's checked in for Embiid. Anderson comes in for Saric. Stauskas is checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Fultz. Stauskas, the pass to Simmons. Releases from 15. They get it back. Anderson's shot is off.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Bad turnover, plain and simple. No other way to describe it. I mean, he just threw it out of bounds.
The 76ers trail by 10. Here's McConnell. He has 5. He kicks to Stauskas. McConnell with it. To the inside. It's stolen by Capella. Here's Gordon. Rebound by Stauskas.
Boy, that's a devastating miss there. You got to convert on these easy layups deep inside.
McConnell kicks to Simmons. Gordon with the defensive effort.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Another miss by Houston.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
And that one's good, Simmons.
And really, Simmons makes it look elementary, simple. I mean, the way he attacks defenses from multiple angles is hard to deal with if you're defending.
Ariza no up. The 76ers trail by 8. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Stauskas kicks to Simmons. A floater. He takes it up and lays it in. Simmons got 18 points in the game.
Hey, there's not a lot you can do to prevent Simmons from creating space. I mean, it's quite honestly what he does best in pick and roll situations.
Over to the left wing. Mbah a Moute. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. Philadelphia shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Stauskas kicks to Johnson. Johnson sets the screen for Anderson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, you know, you talk about an NBA body. Justin Anderson, 6'6", 230 pounds. As I recall, he posted a 43-inch vertical in the NBA Combine. That's elite strength and athleticism.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Clark, you know, it's interesting. The league is going towards small ball, but there's a demand for strong physical wings, and Justin Anderson certainly fits the bill.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly there. As more power forwards stray and navigate to the perimeter, you want guys who can defend shooting guard through power forward, and Anderson has the body strength and quickness to do that.
Both free throws good from Anderson.
Boy, you take a look at this Houston Rockets offense. They've got so many threats, and Harden is clearly the big one. He's in the middle of it all, and his teammates do a nice job of playing off of him.
Tucker dishes to Paul. And here's Mbah a Moute. He's got 8. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Clark, so much of the offensive burden has fallen on the shoulders of Harden. Now he's got some help, certainly, with Chris Paul.
You know what? As well as Harden played last season at the point guard spot, I think this trade was just too good to pass up. I mean, I anticipate they're going to make one heck of a duo.
That one is off. Korkmaz checked in for the 76ers. And the second free throw, good. Now McConnell. He's got 5. The pass to Korkmaz. Holmes with it. He's against Mbah a Moute. Here's Covington, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Man, I like to see Covington get aggressive in the paint, sending a message to the defense with that dunk.
Now here's Paul. He's got 13. Nene, the pass to Gordon. Connects from three-point range. Gordon's got 10 points in the game.
And really, the three-point shot is Gordon's specialty, Kevin. When he squares himself up, there's a real high chance he's dropping it in.
Dishes to Covington. Johnson the screen. Now here's Covington. Guarded by Tucker. Here's Korkmaz. But they get it back. Covington kicks to McConnell. Pass to Korkmaz. Holmes sets a screen. Back to McConnell. The 3. It's good from long range. He's got 8.
And it seems as if someone got their signals crossed if he can wind up that open from three-point range. I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
Screen by Mbah a Moute. Such a wide open look. 12 points for Eric Gordon.
Quick release from Gordon. Like seeing him shoot it as soon as he gets it.
The 76ers trail by 8. Passes it to Korkmaz. And Johnson now top of the key. Holmes does a screen. Covington kicks to McConnell. Philadelphia getting another chance here. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Feeds it to Covington. Here's Korkmaz. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. Some changes for Philadelphia. Joel Embiid comes in for Amir Johnson. And it's Luwawu Cabarrot in for T.J. McConnell. Here's Korkmaz. Kicks to Covington. Holmes does a screen. Tries a three. Count it, and the Houston lead has been cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Korkmaz.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Nene dishes to Gordon. There's the feed to Tucker. Just 5 on the clock. And it comes off the front of the rim. The 76ers trail by 5. Here's Korkmaz. Here's Holmes. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Boy, I like seeing that toughness on the offensive glass. Did a nice job judging, anticipating where the miss was going, and then putting it back in. Nicely done.
Fires the 3. Trains it from beyond the arc. And Ba'amute has got 6 in the quarter.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Rockets.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Here's Luwawu. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Luwawu's got 7 points in the game.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Here's Korkmaz. Pass to Luwawu. 27 seconds left in the third quarter. Covington in the corner. Embiid with a screen on Nene. Covington with the tip, and Embiid is right there. Now just a 4-point Rocket lead.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Here's Tucker. Knocks down the 3 ball. Tucker's got his second basket of the game. Luwawu. The shot, no good. And so it's the Houston Rockets bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They've done a lot of great work from long range. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. Rockets leading by 7. So on the floor for Philadelphia. Joel Embiid out there with Saric. And there's Fultz. Then there's J.J. Redick. And it's Luwawu in at the 3 spot. Harden the pass to Nene. Good work there as it goes.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
One shot. One shot.
The 76ers trail by 10. Embiid sets the pick for Fultz. There's a screen. It's number 9 to fall. He's only taken 10 shots.
And Embiid is H-E efficient. That's super efficient, folks. When he gets cooking, the defense knows they're in for a long night.
Anderson the screen. Tucker with the ball. The dish to Nene. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Embiid. And Nene with the basket on the assist from Tucker. And that's now 6 points for Nene. And the 76ers shooting well. 50% from the floor. Fultz kicks to Redick. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. No good from Luwawu. Houston leading by 10. Here's Tucker. Buries it down low.
And since they come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, certainly a step up from the first half. They're more engaged, more focused here in this second half, and they're getting good results.
Paul, a good look. Misses off the right iron.
And the defender was very apathetic there. Fortunately for them, he missed that mid-range jumper.
Took him no time at all on that one. And that's 13 points for Markelle Fultz.
Man, I like the quick catch and release from Fultz. A confident shooter who's ready to fire as soon as he catches it.
Here's Harden. And he banks in the layup. And the Rockets lead by 11.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Another bomb for him right now. His three-point shooting might be the key to cutting that lead.
I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, as long as he keeps knocking them down, they might as well keep going back to the well. No reason to let it run dry. Keep firing that thing.
Here's Luwawu. Paul with the steal. And the jam by Harden.
And Harden continues to work on his defense. It is a work in progress, but showing a bit of an edge on this end of the floor now. I like it.
Embiid with a screen on Harden. Here's Luwawu. And it's off from three-point range.
One made 3 formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Harden dishes to Paul. Anderson the screen. There's a screen. It's Harden with the drive. That one goes in.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Luwawu. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
Kevin, for a young player, I like the way Fultz sees the floor. He knows and feels when a guy is open.
Houston leading by 10. Now a timeout called by Houston.
And rarely do you see a team trade out of the first overall pick, but that's exactly what the Celtics did with Fultz. Sixers jumped on the chance to move up, and Fultz matched exactly what they wanted to add to this team.
And you know, Greg, for the trade, it wasn't so much a critique of Fultz.
You know, Boston had a playmaker already, and they might not have taken Fultz if they stayed in the #1 spot. And listen, the Sixers were in desperate need of a lead guard, and they got a franchise caliber one in Fultz.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Rockets. Ariza comes in for P.J. Tucker. The 76ers also with a sub. Simmons checked in for Luwawu. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over that last break, I listened to Mike D'Antoni talk to his team. He told his guys they've got the green light to keep shooting from downtown. He told them, I like the way you guys are working out there. Keep finding the open spaces on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots. We'll see if they step it up from here, guys.
Okay, David, thanks.
And one of the surprise moves of this past offseason was Chris Paul moving to Houston, joining James Harden to become one of the strongest backcourts in our league. Kicked off a feeling that Houston would be a force this season.
Two shots.
First free throw is good. And you know, Greg, many thought that Chris Paul may take a look at San Antonio, and he did, but Houston was too enticing a chance to pass up.
Yeah, it's certainly a distinctive third chapter in Paul's career. He's always been criticized for not going deep in the playoffs, and saw Houston as maybe his best bet to make a deep run.
And Embiid drops them both.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Anderson the screen. Shoots the three. Ariza no luck. The 76ers trail by 11. Outside, Redick. Embiid the screen. And here's Fultz. Saric passes to Simmons. Just 3 to shoot over Ariza. That's short off the rim. Rockets leading by 11. Paul kicks to Anderson. Houston moving the ball around. Lob pass to Capella. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. To the inside, Simmons. Second chance shot. Ariza with the rebound. Ariza's got his third rebound on the night. With the floater. Back to Paul. The tray. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Rockets lead by 14.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
Saric dishes to Fultz. Embiid sets the pick for Fultz. Got a piece of it.
And Ariza works his butt off on defense. I mean, whether he's down low or on the perimeter, he knows how to block shots.
The three from Harden. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Saric has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Simmons passes to Embiid. The Rockets pull it in. Capella's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And again, Chris Paul for 3. Paul's got 19 points.
CP3 showing off his supreme stroke from deep. He is a dynamic offensive player.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Yeah, and those illegal screens have really become a point of emphasis for the officials.
And it seems like they've been more than willing to crack down on those. Makes it tough to get as physical as you'd like to out there.
Now Harden. Anderson with the screen for Harden. Ariza outside. He feeds it to Anderson. Over Saric. Anderson can't get it to go. The 76ers trail by 17. Now here's Fultz. Embiid the screen. Simmons with it over Ariza. And a big pounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. 20 points for Ben Simmons.
And Simmons is accustomed to finishing over all types of defenders. I mean, that jump shot is just pure money.
Anderson the screen. A shot by Harden, wide open. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You've got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
To the middle, and stolen by Ariza. Paul for three. No good that time. And the 76ers go the other way with it. Down low. And there's Embiid. That's good on the assist by Simmons. Embiid's got 10 points in just the second half. Here is Paul. He dishes it to Capella. Back to Paul. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The three from Harden. Simmons pulls it in. And Clint Capella is going to pick up the foul. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game. And the Rockets making a change here. And Baamute's checked in. The 76ers trail by 16. Embiid the screen. Saric outside. He kicks it to Simmons over Ariza. No good from Simmons.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
All up top. And it's Ariza in the corner. And stolen by Simmons. And now Philadelphia on the break. Fultz with the ball. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Shots. Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Shooting for Philadelphia, Dario Saric. Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. And he sinks the second.
You've got to give Brett Brown, I think, just a ton of credit for holding the Sixers locker room together over the years. Brutally difficult to lose and keep fighting and playing hard and playing together. He's created, along with those players, a culture of hard work and effort, and they are not skipping steps along the way. And eventually, folks, that will pay off in good play.
The 76ers trail by 15. In the corner, Simmons with it. The teardrop falls in. Simmons got 4 points now in the quarter.
And Simmons so deft with the floater, freezing the defense completely.
Rockets leading by 13. Screen by Baamute. Got a piece of it. Harden right side over Redick. Harden, no good. Philadelphia's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. And Simmons kicks to Saric. Simmons against Ariza. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder.
And night in and night out, that's what he provides.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Houston's gone over and over to the three-point shot in the fourth quarter. 4 of 9. Harden up top. Houston moving the ball around. Five on the clock. Back to Ariza. Trying to get back on track. Rebound by the 76ers. And here we go. Fast break. Fultz has got it. The pass to Saric. Outside, Redick. And Baamute against Embiid. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Ariza kicks to Anderson. Unable to get that one. And it's the 76ers with the ball. They trail by 11. Redick with the bucket.
And Redick drains these shots constantly. I mean, senses and feels the separation and then capitalizes on it.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. There's the pick. Paul for three. It's rebounded by Fultz. Simmons dishes to Fultz. Takes a three. And there's Redick. That's good on the assist from Fultz.
Excellent confidence from Redick. Really good. I mean, taking his time, his form, textbook.
So we see the Rockets get the win here. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, it seemed like you really wanted to set the tone tonight, and you really wanted this game to go through you. What was the focus?
Just trying to be aggressive. You know, my teammates going to follow me, not only on the offensive end, but on the defensive end. So hopefully it just gives us a little momentum.
Well, you built on it, and you got the job done when you had to. Thanks, Chris. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.